I want you to do something for me. Pull up a photo of a Shih Poo, got it? Look at that face, the squished nose, the huge round eyes, the flat little snout, maybe a little underbite, that expression that always looks slightly puzzled and completely irresistible. Now, I want to tell you something that most dog comparison videos will skim past in one sentence. That face is also a medical condition. It's called brachycephaly. And if you're choosing between a Shih Poo and a Maltipoo, understanding what that means is more important than size charts, grooming schedules, or any other factor in this comparison. We run a Maltipoo channel, so yes, we have skin in this game, but this video will be completely honest about both dogs. You deserve the full picture before making your decision. The face, what brachycephaly actually means. Brachycephaly means shortened head. It's a structural condition found in flat-faced dog breeds. Shih Tzus, Bulldogs, Pugs, French Bulldogs. The skull is compressed. The snout is shortened. The soft tissue inside doesn't compress at the same rate, which means these dogs have too much tissue for the space available. The result, depending on severity, is narrowed nostrils that restrict airflow, an elongated soft palate that partially blocks the airway, labored breathing, especially during exercise or heat, a dramatically higher risk of heat stroke, and eye problems caused by the shallow eye sockets that come with the flattened skull structure. Now, the Shih Poo is a mix of a Shih Tzu and a Poodle. Poodles don't carry brachycephaly, so a Shih Poo could inherit a longer, more open snout from its Poodle parent and have no breathing issues at all, or it could inherit the Shih Tzu's flat face almost completely. Here's the problem, you often can't tell until the puppy develops, and even a moderate case means this dog will overheat faster, breathe more loudly, and need more careful monitoring in warm weather or during exercise. The Maltipoo's parents, the Maltese and the Poodle, are both breeds with normal snout length. No brachycephaly risk. If you or someone in your household lives in a hot climate, exercises with their dog, or wants a dog that can handle summer walks without heavy monitoring, this matters enormously. Personality, eager to please versus bred to decide. Beyond their appearance, these two dogs have different temperaments. The Maltipoo's personality is shaped by two eager-to-please breeds. The Maltese is gentle, devoted, and deeply oriented toward its person. The Poodle is highly intelligent and genuinely motivated by approval. The result is a dog that reads you, responds to you, and wants to get things right. The Shih Poo's personality reflects a different history. The Shih Tzu was bred in Tibetan monasteries, a sacred companion dog. It was never a working dog, never trained to follow instructions. It was kept for pure companionship, living entirely on its own terms. That deep independence is still present in the Shih Tzu gene today, and it shows up in the Shih Poo as what owners often call a stubborn streak. This isn't a flaw, it's a personality. The Shih Poo is playful, affectionate, and full of character, but it's also the dog that looks at a training command and genuinely decides, but whether to honor it right now. Maltipoos tend to be more eager, more compliant, more flexible. They're also more sensitive. They respond poorly to raised voices or harsh correction. Shih Poos are often described as more confident, more self-possessed. They can handle a little more directness in training, but they also need more patience and creativity to motivate. Training, the real gap. This is where the difference becomes most practical. Maltipoos are genuinely easy to train for first-time owners. They learn commands quickly, they remember them, and they respond beautifully to positive reinforcement. Potty training can be challenging because of their small bladders, but in terms of obedience, commands, and general behavior, they're one of the most cooperative small dogs you can own. Shih Poos are intelligent. That Poodle DNA is real, but the Shih Tzu side creates inconsistency. Some Shih Poos train easily, others test every boundary daily. Potty training can be particularly long and frustrating. One of the most common complaints from Shih Poo owners. The breed needs a confident, consistent owner who won't give in to the "I don't feel like it today" personality. If you've owned dogs before and understand how to lead firmly while staying patient, a Shih Poo is absolutely manageable. If this is your first dog and you're not confident in training, the Maltipoo is the safer, more forgiving choice. One thing both breeds share: neither responds well to frustration. Short sessions, positive reinforcement, and consistency work for both. Punishment-based training works for neither. Everyday life, day-to-day, these dogs are more similar than different. Both need about 20 to 30 minutes of exercise daily. Short walks, indoor play, a game of fetch down the hallway. Neither is a hiking companion. Both are apartment-friendly. Both suffer from separation anxiety if left alone for long periods. This is the one area where they are completely equal. Neither handles an empty house well. If you work full days away from home, both breeds need a solution. doggy daycare, a dog walker, or a second pet. One practical difference: the Shih Poo needs more routine. They can become anxious or difficult when their schedule changes. The Maltipoo is more adaptable. It rolls with life's changes more easily. If your life is unpredictable, irregular hours, travel, a changing schedule, the Maltipoo absorbs that better. If you have a stable, consistent routine the Shih Poo thrives in, either will work beautifully. Grooming, closer than you think. Both breeds have high grooming needs. There's no shortcut here. Both require brushing several times a week to prevent matting. Both need professional grooming every 6 to 8 weeks. Both have floppy ears that need regular cleaning. Both have teeth that need brushing to prevent the dental disease both parent breeds are predisposed to. One small difference: Shih Poos often have slightly thicker, denser coats, reflecting the Shih Tzu's double coat. This can mean slightly more brushing effort and slightly higher grooming costs for the full coat versions. Maltipoos with Maltese dominant coats have finer, silkier hair that some owners find easier to manage between grooming appointments. They're also known for tear staining around the eyes, a cosmetic issue that requires regular face cleaning. Neither breed is low maintenance. Anyone telling you otherwise is not being honest with you. Factor grooming into your budget and your weekly time before you decide on either. Health: we've already covered brachycephaly, but here's the full health picture. Maltipoo health concerns: patellar luxation, white shaker syndrome, dental disease, progressive retinal atrophy, and occasional epilepsy. Most are manageable with vet care. White shaker syndrome sounds alarming, but is treatable in most cases. Shih Poo health concerns: everything above, plus the brachycephalic complications, skin and eye conditions inherited from the Shih Tzu side, hip dysplasia, and a higher vulnerability to dental crowding because of the compressed jaw structure. The honest summary: the Maltipoo has a cleaner health profile. The Shih Poo is not an unhealthy dog, but it carries more variables, and the brachycephaly wildcard means you genuinely don't know which version of the dog you're getting until it matures. For both breeds, choose a reputable breeder who health tests parents. Ask specifically about brachycephaly screening for Shih Poo litters. A good breeder will have selected for longer snouts deliberately. Lifespan: one lives longer. This one is straightforward and worth stating clearly. Maltipoos live on average 10 to 13 years. Shih Poos live on average 13 to 17 years. That's a meaningful gap. A Shih Poo may genuinely outlive a Maltipoo by 4 or 5 years. Especially with good care. If you're choosing a dog to grow up with your children, or you're a senior looking for a long-term companion, the Shih Poo's lifespan advantage is real and worth considering. It's one of the clearest wins for the Shih Poo in this comparison, and most videos either miss it or mention it in a single sentence. These are the two most similar dogs we've compared in this series. Same size, same exercise, same grooming, same apartment suitability, same separation anxiety. The differences are real but specific. Choose a Maltipoo if you're a first-time dog owner who wants an easier training experience. Your life is busy, irregular, or involves travel. You live somewhere warm and want to avoid overheating risk. You want the most reliably allergy-safe coat. You want a deeply bonded, eager-to-please companion. Your expected ownership window is 10 to 13 years. Choose a Shih Poo if you've owned dogs before and have confidence in training. You have a stable daily routine the dog can settle into. You're drawn to a dog with more personality and independence. You live in a moderate climate and can manage exercise carefully. You want a potentially longer-lived companion, up to 17 years. You're comfortable monitoring for brachycephalic symptoms and choosing a breeder who screens for snout length. Both are wonderful dogs for the right person, but the right person is different for each one. If you own a Shih Poo and want to tell us we're wrong, we're ready for it. Drop a comment. If you own a Maltipoo, same thing. We read everything. Both these dogs have owners who will swear they made the perfect choice, and they're probably both right. Like, if this was useful, subscribe if you want more honest, no nonsense breed content, and we'll see you in the next one.